So, how's the weather treating you? You waterlogged? Are you cranky? Well, I won't get into all of that because none of it's any good. And I'm sure you've had more than enough of that conversation and looking out the window by now. So, I just want to take a second to say thank you for anyone who sent condolences about Eden. That was really nice of you. Thank you. But it's still new. It just happened yesterday. So I don't really want to talk about it. I did a video about her last week, so it's, yeah, I don't really want to talk about what's bothering me at this particular time. So I mean, my mind is not the greatest when under these circumstances, so I even have cheat sheets here in case I lose my train of thought. So I never do that. I try to put it all up here, but today I got some cheat sheets just in case. So Happy Cinco de Mayo! Ole! In the spirit of Cinco de Mayo, and because I have to burn a bug up my ass, I have, along with my cheat sheets here, I have 2 shots of liquor that I'm going to drink for you right now. Not for you, I'm going to drink it to burn the bug up my ass, and hopefully I'll be able to get through the video as a result. So, down the hatch. Oh, see, you also get to see me, what it's like for me to drink a shot. It's not pretty. It's not pretty at all. One more. Usually I plug my nose, but I thought I'd be a big boy for my video. Okay. Whew, well, now I got a bit of the warm and fuzzies. So, where were we here? Okay, so it's important that I do this video and get through it, so that's why I did that. Because I want to talk about a different kind of death. Not the death of a rat, and not the death of my esophagus that's happening kind of right about now. I want to talk about the death of music. See, you can hear it. If you listen, you can hear the death of music in today's world. I mean, everyone sounds like they are trying to write the next Apple jingle. They want to get the next Mazda or Mitsubishi commercial or whoever. But not only that, there's a scientific study that's been done that's well known in the music industry that basically they wanted to determine what the average time that the average listener will take to skip a song on these streaming sites. So they figured out that it's about 30 seconds. So not only do you have everyone trying to get their song in the next great big commercial promotion, basically you have them trying to cram the whole damn song in the first 30 seconds. And this is very cold and calculated. And this is it's all marketing and all of that now. It's not there's no creativity anymore. Now it kind of always was that way. But there was kind of an equal balance of the creative and the corporate. And now because in streaming there's less money to go around for everybody, the creatives are kind of getting pushed to the side while the corporates kind of take over the whole business. And so that's kind of what you're hearing right now. The death of music. It's a sad thing. But I don't just have these intangibles of studies and my personal opinion of what's going wrong. I also have what was the point of this video all along, which was it was supposed to be last week, but it got pushed to this week because of Eden. So it's kind of late anyway, so it didn't really matter because it was supposed to coincide with the closing of Canada's last retail music chain. See, what happens is that it's kind of a cause and effect thing. While the streaming rates go up, album sales go down. This was actually the worst year on record for album sales. There's been a big declines year over year for several years, if you didn't know. For many years, it keeps going down. So to this point, they had the biggest drop in sales that they've ever seen last year, which as a result made it the worst year ever that since they've been tracking these statistics. So what's the result of that? Well, the closing of Canada's last retail chain, HMV. Now, this was supposed to happen on April 30th, but as it so happened, it seems that someone came along and bought all their inventory early, and they all closed. The smaller stores, anyway, most of them were done by the end of March. So if you happen to want to go to an HMV and pick up something, an album, a DVD, a bobblehead, this is what greeted you. A cold, dark, empty storefront. My heart just sank when I saw that. I mean, I was just going in to pick something up. I thought I had a month left still, and I got there and it was gone. And it made me sad. I mean, I've been buying music my whole life. I mean, from the time of I can remember, I spent my allowance buying Disney 45s at the Sam the Record Man that they had they even had a Sam the Record Man in Hagersville, a town of less than 2,000 people back in the day. Their music was everywhere. I mean, I remember going to Toronto, and within a 2-block span, there was the 4 largest music chains in Canada had their flagship stores all within 2 blocks of each other. And then you go into the side of the Eaton Centre just down the street, and there was a ton of smaller versions of the same stores. Every mall had 2 record stores. And so when I realized that the one in Waterloo was done a month early, I said we better go to Toronto and get to the HMV on Yonge Street one last time. And so in early April, that's what we did. Up to Toronto we went. I mean, there's really no reason for me to go to Toronto anymore. They've already got rid of the world's biggest bookstore. I still get upset when I think to myself, I want to go there again. And then I realize, it's been gone for years. So everything that I love is dying, including music. And so we get to the trip inside the HMV for the last time. And it was kind of what I was expecting, but nothing prepares you for seeing such tragedy. I mean, it was only a few weeks into their bankruptcy announcement, and there was already nothing worth having on the shelves. I mean, case in point. Terrible. It was a travesty. Now, if that wasn't bad enough, there were several spots all over the store where, to make their inventory seem like it was fuller, they put a whole bunch of stuff that nobody wanted in places where nobody wanted them. Doesn't look like jazz to me. All in all, an overall bad experience. I mean, I guess I walked out with some stuff, but it was nothing I couldn't get somewhere else. Maybe I saved a few bucks, but I'd rather spend those few bucks on a better last memory. It was sad, really. This place has the blues. And so I walked out of the Yonge Street HMV for the last time in early April of 2017. Now, I did say, remember I said someone had bought up the inventory? That's exactly why the HMV closed early as well in Toronto. I guess the guy from Sunrise, I heard this anyway, that the guy from Sunrise came around and bought their inventory, because he's the one that bought a lot of their store space as well. So it's not dead yet, the music selling industry in Canada, but it's close. And I wish the guy all the luck in the world, but I don't know that it's going to do him any good. He's really got a tough road to hoe in front of him, if you know what I mean. And I'm not talking, hoeing on the road on the street corner. I'm talking, you know what I'm talking about. Anyway, so I've just been thinking a lot about the death of music. I mean, ringing in my ears as I left the store was all that terrible music of today. That is not because I'm old. I've said this before. It is not because I'm old. It is because music is dead. And so I hope I've made my point clear because, I mean, if I didn't, let me just put it this way. How did we get to the death of music? Who killed music? Well, you did. See, I'm not just talking to the tweens and the millennials of the world. I'm talking to you too. Because I don't know anybody that buys music anymore. I've been buying music since I can remember, like I said. And I get these funny looks whenever I tell someone about buying CDs or buying albums or whatever. And I just get these looks. So, and if you're buying music too, you're not telling me. You're just giving me funny looks. So, I mean, the streaming of music has got to stop. The streaming and stealing. Don't you understand? You're killing the whole entire industry. If you want a quality product, you have to pay for it. If you don't, you just see the quality and the product deteriorate before your very eyes or ears. I mean, it's just listen to a song from today and you'll see what I mean. It's just garbage. And it's so mindless and it's so driven towards what they think will sell or what they think will get in a new video or what will get in a new commercial. Or maybe we can get in the new CW show. Or what about the Crazy Ex-Girlfriend? Maybe they'll use one of our songs. Well, good luck to you. I'll go back to my music from the 20th century because that's pretty much the last time I really enjoyed music and wasn't saying, well, maybe their next album will be better. I mean, there's some that still squeak by. You're always going to have your Pop-Tarts who make it big, your Taylor Swifts and your Adele. I mean, hey, there's something going on with the streaming. I mean, someone's getting the money from it because Adele, well, she actually sells a lot of albums still too, but they're just rare anomalies now. This is not an everyday thing. And Adele, this is the thing why I bring her up. She made $146 million last year. She didn't even need to be smart to do it or pronounce her words properly. I know. Out of everyone to pick on, I pick on Adele. It's that $146 million. I mean, really. Who needs that? Who deserves that? Who's earned that? Don't get me started on sports. But anyway, I'm getting off topic. So, the next time you jump on the internet to listen to your new favorite song, and it's not physically in your home, you just remember that you're killing music every time you stream a song, every time you steal it off the internet and buy it off some MP3 torrent or whatever. You are killing the industry. You are killing music. The only money they're getting is from tours anymore. Sound engineers who work in recording studios are taking second jobs now because they can no longer live on what they make off of what they do in the recording studio. That's the state of the music industry now. Because you know that the corporate executives are going to take as much as they can when they can. And if there's any profit to be made at all, they're taking it first and then it just spills down. I hear that even Radiohead makes pennies off of streaming. Just pennies. It doesn't even matter. So that's what you're doing to music. And you better be buying concert tickets to make up for it. But if you're not, I wouldn't be surprised. So I mourn the loss of music to buy in a store. I mourn the loss of music to sound good. But let me show you something. You want to see something? It'll prove to you that I know what I'm talking about and that I do appreciate the subject matter, and that I've done my best to do my part for the music industry as a whole, and not just for Madonna. Here, I'll show you what I mean. Want to see my music collection? It's just over here. Okay, gotta go up a bit. Okay, I'll give you both sides at the same time. It goes all the way down to the floor. And there's my cat. So, that's my music collection. Oh, but wait. Oh, see the cat? He's just excited to see it. See, look. So, that's not it. There's more. Can you believe this? All this music is mine. Well, it's not all mine, but it's mostly mine. All the way to the floor. And look at over here. Get out of the way. Those are my parents' albums that they were going to throw out, but I took them. It's everything that survived from my childhood is right there. Plus all the other CDs. I'd say there's over 1,000 now. Can you believe it? Some people think I'm crazy when they see that, but so I had to show you that I know what I'm speaking of. And me, who has all this music, has not bought an album in a store in several months. So maybe there's something to it. So I guess I made my point, sort of in a roundabout way. So I hope it wasn't too convoluted. I hope I didn't go off on tangents and around the bend and make no sense. Because basically the only point I really wanted to make is that music is dead. And you killed it. I hope Sunrise lasts, but I doubt it will. Goodbye HMV. Goodbye music in the store. And like I said, I haven't bought music in the store in several months. But I'm not transferring all the way to streaming just yet. I order them on Amazon. I love my tangible stuff. I gotta feel it, I gotta see it, I gotta read the liner notes, and I gotta put it in a player and play it. There's none of this push a button on the internet and we'll listen to it through a tinny speaker. No one even appreciates the sound of music anymore. The hills are alive with the sound of music. That was totally spontaneous and unplanned. This was probably really terrible. So on that note, maybe I killed music. But you saw my collection. No, I did not. Until you have one like that, until you have one as big as mine, you can't say a word. I'll sit on that one and think about it for a week. See ya.